Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at Dinosaur Infinite Negates. Now this is a very lenient combo. All the combos I believe are Archosaur plus Petit Pterodon, Archosaur plus Baby Cerosaurus, Miscellaneosaurus plus Baby Cerosaurus, Miscellaneosaurus plus Petit Pterodon, or Oviraptor plus Miscellaneosaurus. There are just so many combos. On top of that, we run Extravagance in this deck, which I don't think I've actually used in any other Infinite Negate decks, which is very unique about this. On top of that, you don't really have to rely on Avermax protecting your monsters, because this deck actually gets out Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, which just protects your monsters just as well. So the combo itself is very similar to Barrier Statue Dinos, where you just have the Simorgh and stuff. So we're up against Dark Magicians, and they've opened Nibiru. We can just start off with the Miscellaneosaurus, which will protect our monsters from most stuff. Unfortunately, the Simorgh and Unicarrier are not affected by Nibiru, which is a very bad just bad for us in general. We're going to get the Archosaur, as I said. Oviraptor plus Miscellaneosaurus is full combo. You activate Miscellaneosaurus just to protect your stuff. Normal summon Oviraptor, you get to search for a Baby Cerosaurus. Activate Miscellaneosaurus, you summon Archosaur and destroy the Baby Cerosaurus, and then Baby will activate, summoning another baby, and then use Oviraptor's effect, exchange both the babies. And then you're going to activate Baby's effect in the graveyard, where you will get Giant Rex out of your deck. You're going to be linking off your Archosaur into a Linkuriboh. It can also be something on the lines of a whatever you like, really. Maybe a relinquished anima if you like. It does come up sometimes, but I don't really run anima in this deck. So right now we're gonna go ahead and link 2 into Reaprodocus. Reaprodocus will change the type into Winged Beast. Next we can go into a Simorgh, because Giant Rex was a Winged Beast because we changed it with Reaprodocus. We're gonna have a double Evo Pill. We'll banish the only non-dinosaur we have in our graveyard right now, Linkuriboh and Giant Rex, for an Ultimate Conductor, and Giant Rex will summon itself out. We go into Unicarrier, and then we get Nibiru. Really unfortunate. Thankfully, our Ultimate Conductor does survive, and we basically have a 3400 nothing on the field. Unfortunately, we do have a Ash Blossom right there. I don't really know what to ash in terms of Dark Magician. I've never played Dark Magician. I just presume it's bad. So he's gonna end his turn, and then we just go for an Ultimate Conductor. He has a Trap Trick, Eternal Soul, of all of that stuff set. We do get part of Extravagance, which is pretty nice. So we just get to draw 2. We drew Terraforming, which is okay, not the greatest thing on earth. We're going to double Evo Pill into an Overtext Coatlas. Then we activate the effect of Giant Rex, and then we technically could have OTK'd our opponent. If we really wanted to, we could have normal summon Archosaur. I mean, we didn't have any more double Evo Pills in our deck, but pretty much in terms of the Giant Rex, the Giant Rex wouldn't have helped that much, but we could have dealt a really big amount of damage even if he had used Eternal Soul or anything. Don't know what he has for Waking the Dragon, to be honest, but that was our first duel. We'll go on to our next one then. For our next duel, we have Salads. So we are going to be going first again. We're going to just start off with the Fossil Dig. As I said, we just need Miscellaneosaurus and Oviraptor for a full combo. We're going to activate the Miscellaneosaurus to protect the rest of our monsters. Next we just activate it to get a Archosaur out of the deck. We do have Baby in our hand anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Next we're going to just activate Baby. We destroyed, we get now in terms of this, I don't know how great of a play this was. Maybe you could have just gone for another Baby Cerosaurus with this one. Then you could have normal summoned Oviraptor and gotten more advantage that way, getting the extra search. This was a misplay on my part. Just don't look at my misplays. So we're just going to swap out the babies again. We're going to summon Giant Rex. We have the same game stake as we did earlier. He's going to Phantasme us. And right now for Salads, that's a decent hand. We're gonna go into some more. We have double Evo Pill, summon UCT. We go ahead, use Giant Rex, and go into Union Carrier, and then pretty much just do that. Now in some aspects, I'd say this is a bit better than stuff like the Barrier Lock, because this can play around Lightning Storm, which is something that the Barrier Lock, it kind of had issues with. I'm not ready to say like had entire issues with. Of course this does fall to Dark Ruler too, but yes, it if we really want, they can also just Lightning Storm and then Imperm something. This deck doesn't fall to Lightning Storm or stuff like Raigeki, who I don't know who plays Raigeki in 2020, but you know, you never know when you'll get Raigeki'd. So he's gonna just quit then, because he knows that he can't really do much at this point. Anything he does, I'll just negate it. And pretty much if he just wants to go ahead and try to attack, I just have Ultimate Conductor, which will pop something and put it face down, and it's an easy OTK for next turn. So we'll go on to our last replay then. And finally we are up against Dragma Necroz. They have a decent hand for Dragma, I'd say. They already have the Maximus in hand. They have Kaleidoscope, which is always great. They have Disciple of the Nadir. They have everything. So they're going to start off with a prep. I just let that pass. They're going to go for Necroz or Brionac. There's just some, I don't know what was my thought process at this point. I just decided to ash that. But he's just going to get a Disciple of the Nadir, and then he gets to search for Ecclesia. Ecclesia just lets him search another copy of Punishment, because he does have the Maximus Dragman in his hand. Does he play the Shadal package? No, he doesn't really play the Shadal package then. Very odd. But he's just going to use Maximus, just banish it. And then I decide to send my Union Carrier and my Link Rebirth. They're probably the least important cards in my extra deck. But we'll see. He has the Kaleidoscope, so he can just go ahead, summon another Unicorn, and then he uses this to search a Gungnir. I thought this was a Necroz of Valkyris, the one that stops battle phases, but he searched a Gungnir. I tried to play around the Valkyris. I could have easily, if I knew that it wasn't a Valkyris, I would have easily just played around this. But we're just gonna start off with Fossil Dig, and we have full combo again. Of course, we do what dinosaurs do best, even going second, just OTKing and bursting through our opponents. He has Dragon Punishment. You're forgetting that my Miscellaneousaurus protects everything, but I think you're just going for just trying to send Nitis to the graveyard. So now we won't be able to use the Lost World to our advantage by targeting the Jirai Egg token thing to destroy Baby Sarah from her deck, but that's okay. We can just use Miscellaneousaurus. We do have full combo anyways. We don't really need the Lost World that much. Now we can go ahead, do more stuff, going into Baby Sarah sources, popping, summoning, all that cool stuff. Now at this point, I'm still just trying to play around his Valkyris that I think he has in his hand, because I don't really know much of the stuff very well. So we're just trying to get the Giant Rex in our graveyard, and we're just trying to get Giant Rex in our graveyard. That's why we linked into the Reproducus. Next we're just gonna be getting stuff like Fleur de Lis. I mean, getting Pancratops with the double Evo Pill, and then of course this thing is not a Valkyris. It just does stupid stuff, which annoys me. So now we're gonna activate Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. He's gonna be summoning. He's gonna be chaining Fleur de Lis. And one thing, a flaw in his plan, is that Fleur de Lis only negates after the chain resolves. After you summon it, you have to wait. You just target, and then the chain resolves, and then you negate the effects, which is something you should keep in mind. So right now, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno by himself will be 5,000 points of damage, in this scenario, and then we can just easily play for game. I believe we did pop the baby Stegosaurus for Ultimate Conductor, and on top of that we could also just get the Infinite Negates on anyways. So that was a relatively great game for me. This deck also just covers one of the weaknesses that Infinite Negates do have. They don't really have a strong play going second, but with Dinosaurs doing what they do best, OTKing, it does help Infinite Negates a lot more than you would think. So let's go to the deck profile then. So for the deck, we have 2 copies of Tyranno, 1 copy of Coatlas. These are our main double evo pill targets. Sometimes you summon the Pancratops, not too often, but they do work too. We have the Apex Avian and Thunderbird just for Infinite Negates. 1 copy of Giant Rex. I'm still salty about the time I drew Giant Rex because I activated an Extravagance, but just Giant Rex is kind of important to the combo. You can kind of do combo with even without Giant Rex, but it's not very it's not recommended. You can still just end on Infinite Negates, but it's not recommended. We have 3 copies of Miscellaneousaurus because once again, just having it in our hand can help us combo off in 2 different ways. Either having it with the baby Stegosaurus or the Oviraptor. Both of them are just OTK. Or it doesn't even have to be baby Stegosaurus, it can even be Petit Pterodon. So kind of in some situations, baby Stegosaurus can act as a replacement for Petit Pterodon. I mean Petit Pterodon can act as a replacement for baby Stegosaurus in terms of the combo and the cards you need for the combo. But I only run there's 5 of the baby dinosaurs just because I don't want my hand to get clogged up with them. 3 copies of Oviraptor. Oviraptor is just super great with Lost World 2, and Oviraptor just helps you search and just generates advantage that way. 1 copy of Thunderbird. Thunderbird is kind of let's say they should have put some sort of once per turn on this. Just being able to infinitely summon it is kind of busted, especially if you have something like a Zephyros or anything that can just bounce back cards. This is a very rude card, and Apex Avian and Thunderbird just Infinite Negates on their own. 3 copies of Ash Blossom, the only hand trap we run. 3 copies of Baby Stegosaurus, 2 copies of Petit Pterodon. I will already explain why we run this. Pretty self-explanatory too. 3 copies of Archosaur. The reason why we run 3 is because it is also a combo, full combo with Petit Pterodon, or 3 copies of Baby Stegosaurus. Just a really great card altogether. For spells, we run 2 copies of double evolution pill. Just summons these dinosaurs. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno is very important for the combo, mainly because it does protect our Thunderbird from just being run over. 3 copies of Fossil Dig, just to increase our consistency even more than it already is. 3 copies of Extravagance to increase our consistency even more, but I'm still salty about that time. I banished all 3 of my copies of Union Carrier. I was able to do like a small combo-esque thing. I mean, the great thing about this is that it doesn't entirely revolve around needing Union Carrier. If you want, you can just end on the Apex Avian Conductor Tyranno and either Lagia or a Dolka or even a Abyss Dweller. Just really good altogether. Extravagant, as we do not run too many extra deck monsters, and it's fine if we banish a few of them. 1 copy of Terraforming to get Lost World. The reason why I only run 2 Lost World and 1 Terraforming is because Terraforming can't bait out an Ash, as Lost World isn't the most important card in this deck. 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone just for back row decks, and 3 copies of Call by the Grave. Just really useful for hand trap removal. Miscellaneousaurus does kind of get the job done, but just for stuff like the Simorgh link or the Union Carrier link, if they get Veilered, then of course Call by Grave is very important. 1 copy of Lagia, 1 copy of Dolka, and 1 copy of Abyss Dweller. These are the rank 4s we play. They are relatively important, I'd say, mainly because they do act as a backup strat in case you banish the wrong stuff with Extravagance. And if your extra deck gets fiddled with, these are also some really good cards to just go into. 3 copies of Symbolic Bird of Sovereignty. We don't want to banish it with our Extravagance, so we run it at 3. Just gets the Apex Avian on the field, and 3 copies of Union Carrier just to get the Thunderbird. 3 copies of Reaperdocus to change a card into Winged Beast, which is the only way we are able to go into Symbolic Bird of Sovereignty. And finally, we have 3 copies of Linkuriboh. Linkuriboh is basically our main non-dinosaur 4 double evolution pill. And that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed it. Do like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.